Hello, everybody. Welcome back on this Tuesday of our very short, very quick, very intense lessons on the Hebrew alphabet. It's good to see you all again today. And don't forget that my prophetic teachings are still available on a Thursday. So when I say to you at the end of a show on a Tuesday, I'll see you next week, I mean, I'll see you next Tuesday for the next installation of the Hebrew alphabet. But I would still like you to go and watch me on the Thursday as well. So don't think I'm only coming on next Tuesday. I'm on every Tuesday and every Thursday at the moment. So I hope you are enjoying what we have discovered thus far in terms of the Hebrew alphabet. And I hope that it's given you a slightly different perspective on some things. And if nothing else, just extra understanding. I mean, isn't that what we're always looking for? Today, we are looking at the letter Yot. And the letter Yot is the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And it is also the most frequently occurring letter in the Hebrew, in the scriptures. So remember last week, I hope you watched last week. I hope you've been back and watched all of them because I keep referring back. So you need to have seen all of them. Last week, we looked at the letter Tet, which is the least frequently occurring letter in the scriptures. And this week, we are looking at the letter Yot, and this is the most frequently occurring letter in the scriptures, and you'll find out why shortly. So the pictograph of the letter Yot, the old ancient pictograph, looked almost like a hand or an arm. Whereas the more modern or classical Hebrew Yot looks almost like a big apostrophe. I mean, that's really what it looks like to me. I'm sure you can see the same thing I see. It looks almost like a big apostrophe. And it's the smallest letter in the alphabet, the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Phonetically, it is a Y. It's our Y as in yes. That is the Yot. It's the Y sound. And numerically, it is the 10th letter in the alphabet. Now, 10 is generally the number of fulfillment. 10 commandments, 10 plagues. 10 people are required to form the congregation of a Jewish synagogue. So 10 also often speaks of sort of the government of man, manly government. Man's government, that doesn't sound right the way I said it, but anyway, that's often 10 speaks of that. Interestingly enough as well, though, from here onwards, so Yot is the 10th letter in the Hebrew alphabet. And so the number associated with Yot is 10. Now, for example, next Tuesday, we will have a look at Kaf, which is the 11th letter in the Hebrew alphabet, but the number associated with it is 20. So from now onwards, the numbers go up in tens. They don't go up in single digits any longer. So we've reached 10, so next it goes 20, 30, etc., etc. So that's what happens going forward from here. So the Yot is what they call the atom of the consonants, because it is the form from which all other letters in the alphabet begin, and it has a part of all the letters of the alphabet. Because it's the smallest little letter, it is said that every letter begins with a Yot, and every letter or begins or ends with a Yot. So it's actually the letter that seems to be a part of every single other letter in the Hebrew alphabet. And it's seen as almost like a divine point of energy and the starting point of the presence of God in all things. And one of the reasons for that is because it is the very letter used in the name Yahweh, which the Jewish people consider to be the sacred name of God. So Yahweh, it's spelled Yot, He, Vav, He. So it starts with Yot. And then Yeshua also, it starts with Yot. So it's an incredibly powerful, tiny little letter used in incredibly powerful names and considered to be the starting point, almost where God started from, like this divine energy and the starting point that just holds the presence of God. Because for any letter to be at the beginning of the sacred name of God is amazing. And so it is a powerful letter, because being part of every single Hebrew letter means it is also part of every single Hebrew word. So it is in everything. Yot is in everything, just the same way that God is in everything. And yet, because it is the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet, it is seen as the picture of humility. So isn't that just God? Isn't that just God, that his name would start with the smallest letter of the alphabet, which is a picture of humility, and Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh and Yeshua. Isn't that just the most incredible thing? So it's this incredibly powerful letter in that it's in everything and forms everything, and yet it's also the smallest letter, which is just a picture of humility. I just find that absolutely amazing. And then from the ancient pictograph, being the arm or the hand, it's often reflected as an arm or a hand reaching to heaven, and there's a resemblance with from the ancient pictograph, there is almost a resemblance of a man in prayer. And again, the fact that that would be the yot, that the yot would resemble an arm or a hand reaching to heaven. And how do we reach to heaven? We reach to heaven through our prayers. So it actually has this picture of a man in prayer with the talit and everything. It's beautiful. And that is just so incredibly special, again, because it is also the first letter of the name Yahweh. And isn't it amazing as well? I think this is something, I don't think I mentioned this when we spoke about the letter Vav, which is one of the previous ones, which if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. But isn't it amazing that Vav is seen as this connecting letter? It's a connecting letter, and yet it's also very much symbolizes man because it's the sixth letter, which is the number of man. And in Yahweh's name, Yot, Hey, Vav, Hey. So man is in the name of Yahweh. We are represented in the name of Yahweh. And also there's just this connection because Vav is a connecting letter. I just find it all incredible. There's so many little journeys you can take within the bigger journey that is the Hebrew alphabet. Every letter, even the way they're written from right to left, and you saw that in the beginning, right in the beginning stages when we looked at Gimel and Dalet, even the way they're put down from right to left, there's a story, there's an entire story in the whole thing, and then there's stories from one letter to the next letter. The whole alphabet just tells you these incredible stories and just points you to just the mysteries of God. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, it just makes me want to delve into the mysteries of God because they're all these things. There's so much to learn, and it's just almost like there isn't enough time and there isn't enough space and there isn't enough, human brain power to learn it all here. But it's incredible. So here we have this letter Yot, smallest letter in the alphabet, just the amazing beginning and end of everything, the one that sits right at the beginning of the name of Yahweh and Yeshua, and yet a picture of humility. And I think that is just amazing. Probably something to aspire to always be reaching up to heaven in prayer and maintaining a picture of humility, but remembering as well the power that is God, that is in us and through us all the time in everything. I mean, isn't that just incredible? So that is the letter Yot, the 10th letter of the alphabet. And as I said before, next Tuesday, we will be looking at the 11th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is Kaf, but actually has the numeric value of 20 in terms of that the letters of the alphabet, the letters were letters and numbers. So everything was encompassed within the Jewish alphabet. They didn't have separate numbers or anything like that. It was all within the Jewish alphabet. It's all included in there. So it's just amazing. Anyway, so next Tuesday, Kaf, the 11th letter, but with the number 20 attached to it. And I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please make sure that you've watched all of them. Don't miss out on any because there's just so much to learn. And then message me, contact me if you want to. All my details are on the screen. If you have any questions, I'm always open to questions because there's so much more information that I could share with you if you wanted to know it. So get in touch with me if you've got any more questions via any of the means that have popped up on the screen at some point in time during this recording. And watch me on Thursday for my prophetic teaching. But apart from that, I shall see you next Tuesday. Be blessed. Love you lots. See you then.